I think the moral of the story here is that you need to update your OBS software regularly, and if they say that there's a new version, you should just download it and stop being like, no, if I download it, it's going to cause more problems, because that's something unique to Windows and not necessarily the case for other software. I had been ignoring the update for like weeks now, so maybe a month, more than a month. So maybe it caught up to me. I don't know. I've had more bed shittings from updating OBS than from not updating. That's what I was thinking, right? Microsoft has trained me to not update my software and try to avoid updates as much as possible. But we'll see if this updated OBS version solves the issue. Windows has just traumatized me into ever trusting that the software update will not be like have massive problems attached to it. Ironically, the only software updates I actually trust is my fucking PlayStation. Of all the things, my PlayStation has never given me any problems. I know people are like, no, Sony is a shit company, but all of my PlayStations still work for some reason. And besides the PlayStation Network getting DDoS attacked like 3 times a year, everything else seems to always work fine. Something I definitely could not say for my Xbox when I owned one. I mean, I'm still using my PlayStation 2 from 2004 or whatever, so... I just bought 13 Sentinels for my PS4. Excellent boob games. I would like you to look at this image for reference. I require that every single female school nurse has giant, big, fat titties. Now. That's a 4-year-old. No spoilers. That being said, for me, the greatest of all time school nurse will always be This one right here, baby. Doesn't get hotter than this. Fucking Capcom. Capcom at that time was on a goddamn hot streak right there. I don't know if she's supposed to be... Yeah, she is supposed to be the school nurse, right? It was at a time when it was just like... The school nurse must be hot. What are those shoulder flaps? It's Capcom. They have to have like a weird silhouette for their character, or else they don't approve the character design. The combination of the turtleneck, tight short skirt, the stockings, high heels, plus the nurse white coat, plus glasses, plus earrings. It doesn't get better than this. And the sweater is ribbed, by the way, so you can see the full outline of the booba. I just like to say that I went to a Japanese high school, and it did have a proper school nurse, and it was a female, but she was not hot. Which, of course, is unfair. It's not fair, and I will not accept that reality. Late 90s, early 2000s, Capcom is godlike. I've drawn like 20 or 30 images of Morrigan based on reference images of Capcom at that time, and I still can't get her to look right. The Capcom skill of drawing hot girls from that time period is so over the top that no matter how hard I try and imitate it, I just can't live up to that power level. It's just something about the way that they represent the volume of the bodies. It's a shame that Justice Gakuen wasn't as popular as Street Fighter, and that didn't become like our main fighting game franchise, because it had the hottest girls by far. Nishimura Kinu gets all the attention because of SNK Capcom. Nishimura Kinu is like a B+ for me. She's still pretty high on the list of hot character designer artists that they have at Capcom. But Akiman was doing some character art for Dragon's Crowd, and I was like, damn, he's still got it. Do I need the outline or not? That is the question. I was looking at Hunter x Hunter manga to figure out if Togashi consistently has the white outline around the characters or not. I don't think I do need the outline. It's kind of hard to tell. Huh. And there wasn't any real consistent rules on when he would use the white outline, when you would have like black backgrounds, whether he would use the white outline or not. Sometimes he would have it and sometimes he wouldn't. Might be better without the outline. This is why I did it on a different layer, because then I can turn it on and off and try and figure it out. This is why doing shit digitally makes everything so much easier, because you can always recover from your mistakes. Is it getting hot in your state too? It's been a really cool spring in my state, but it's gonna, and by hot I mean just like 78 or so, 80. For me, anything above 80 is just like, I'm fucking donezo, so my room is just like shitty, extremely shitty hot, so as soon as it starts to get bad, I'm gonna have to start adjusting my sleeping schedule and streaming schedule and stuff like that. Not fun. It's 87 degrees Fahrenheit in western states. People who live in the West, especially the desert states, get what they deserve. If you're living in Arizona and you're like, it's too hot, it's like, get fucked, bitch. In fact, I'd say that a lot of the western states in America weren't meant to be lived in by people just based on their water reserves and stuff like that. But people want to live there everywhere anyways because they don't like rain. And then they're like, oh, it's so sunny and nice. And then they're also like, oh, why is there a drought? It's like, because it doesn't rain, dumbass. That's why it's always sunny and nice. They're like, oh, it's fine. We'll just use, our fucking water reserves, underground water reserves. And then they're like, oh, why is there no water anymore? Yes, I'm biased against western states. I love desert states, I love the sun, I love skin cancer. Yeah, also you should have to go to Florida as well and be like, why are there so many hurricanes? It's like, I don't know, maybe that's just where you're fucking living, the state in which you get hurricanes every single year. Why are you surprised there's fucking hurricanes? Let's live next to the beach so my beach house could get carried away by a goddamn wave again. I always wonder why not many people aren't living in the Rust Belt states more. So, I don't think you understand, but there's a large percentage of people who don't want to have any snow at any point. And they're incredible pussies when it comes to snow. So they're like, no, it's cold during the winter. Oh my god, I can't handle it. Oh. No, Indiana's too cold. And then so they moved to fucking Arizona. It's like, oh, it's so nice. I can golf all year round in my fucking desert. We should all just live in Idaho, guys. The true, real American state, Idaho. Plains is just tornado territory. A lot of places are tornado territory in America, but especially Oklahoma, etc. At least with tornadoes, like, there's always a chance that your neighbor gets fucked up, but you don't get fucked up, because it's not necessarily a wide area. I wouldn't complain about all these people who get their houses annihilated by tornadoes getting federally insured, you know, house rebuilding money and stuff like that, because, you know, tornadoes aren't that large a space. But people who build all these beach houses in hurricane zones, they can just get fucked, honestly. I don't want to subsidize their stupid fucking beach house. Like, you know the hurricane's coming every single year. If you're living in Japan and your house gets annihilated by an earthquake, I'm like, whatever. There's no way to escape that. I hear it's more high-paying job availability. Sort of. But there is most definitely a movement for, like, old people, the boomers that have money, to be like, oh, now I have money. Where am I going to retire? I'm going to go to fucking Florida. There's definitely that shit. Like, that is definitely real. I mean, a lot of the job availability happens because there's people there in a location already, right? And then more corporations move them and so on. There's a reason why nobody is fucking living in North Dakota. It's because nobody wants to live in North Dakota. Because it's too fucking cold. See, if I was an actual professional, I would have to be very in-depth about making sure there's not any, like, uncolored white spots on the page, but I don't think that's really as important as people make it. So this should be below the black, like so it's not. Suddenly I have an urge to eat pizza. I'm not much of a pizza eater, which is why I'm getting sudden urges to eat it. The Rust Belt states used to be great state to live in as middle class back when U.S. still produces steel and other industrial stuff. I mean, it's not like people are moving to Arizona to make steel and shit. The U.S. is now a service economy. That's just the way it is. Pizza is expensive over here. I think I just want salt and fat. I don't necessarily want pizza. Pizza time. What's your favorite pizza chain, guys? To troll, I'm gonna say Papa John's because he's racist. For my maximum racist energy, I have to sport my hero Papa John. Wait, what is Papa John doing recently? He was ousted from his own company, right? Did he find like a different location where he was allowed to be racist, or I can't remember. I also can't remember what he specifically said. What he was he just like black people shouldn't be allowed to eat pizza or something? Papa John now. What is Papa John doing now? Domino's, they are there and not too expensive for a third world wages. If you want pizza in Japan, you're gonna have to eat Domino's because there's only like 3 pizza companies in Japan. On the other hand, they have better food than American style pizza, so. In October 2017, in a conference call with investors, Papa John blamed the National Football League for poor financial performance, saying the NFL has hurt us. We are disappointed the NFL and its leadership did not resolve this, referring to the U.S. national anthem protest by football players. Keck W. During the conference call, Shatner said, Colonel Sanders called blacks N-word, and Sanders never faced public outcry. LMAO. I didn't even know that Colonel Sanders was a real human being. I thought he was just like a fictional character like Mickey Mouse. I can't believe my hero Colonel Sanders, who was born in 1890, would possibly say the N-word. Shocking. Oh, he was a Freemason. I'm looking at the Colonel Sanders Wikipedia page right now. I mean, he looks like a caricature of a slave owner, and he was a Freemason, so he sounds like a pretty upstanding, good dude. I'm sure he was above the board on everything. The kneeling during the national anthem protests of black football players driving Papa John into insanity and getting ousted from his own pizza company is fucking hilarious. Like, just having professional athletes not stand for the national anthem truly mind broke a lot of Americans, didn't it? It's such a minor fucking thing. And people are like, no! They're not respecting our flag! Why aren't they supporting the police? I don't understand. When I'm jogging, there was a house on my jogging route where I'm pretty sure that one house had like a black family in it and they had like Black Lives Matter yard signs, and the house next to it, I'm pretty sure was like old white guy, and he had the American flag that has like the blue line on it to show support for the police. I was always wondering like what their relationship was. They probably were not on speaking terms. Now I see no flags on the lawn there. I wonder what happened. Let's be honest, no one gives a shit about either movements. I will say that it seems like we haven't had many high-profile police shootings recently. So I think Black Lives Matter was somewhat successful. Maybe people just haven't been paying as much attention to them. But I do think the combination of Black Lives Matter and then like police officers being forced to wear their fucking cameras to make sure they're not just randomly gunning people down at all times has had like some amount of effect. I'd have to look at some sort of data to see if it's actually having an effect or not. But it sort of feels like it's been having an effect, I would say. From what I've heard, Colonel Sanders was actually a great guy and kept the company from upping the prices on everything until he died. Unlike Papa John. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Papa John is just assuming that Colonel Sanders was saying the N-word. Because he wants it to be that way. I don't think it's necessarily Colonel Sanders was saying that. We shouldn't really trust anything that Papa John says in any context, so I probably shouldn't assume that he's right about that one either. It does help show the reality of both sides, cops dealing with shitty people and also preventing shitty cops doing shitty things to innocent people. If you're actually doing your job properly, then you're always on camera that you have to have on at all times. As a police officer should only help you. It should only exonerate your actions. So you shouldn't be complaining. Which shows you like how many cops were doing stupid shit. It's so weird about how you guys in America have this thing with police. I can't remember the last time I've seen police, let alone hear about their abuse of power. In America, police are like everywhere. And it depends where you live on how much you can trust them. My area's police are relatively chill, so I don't have to worry about them gunning me down randomly. Or like taking my money or claiming I'm a drug dealer or something like that. But you know, if you're living in a major city, there's always a possibility that the police are either hopelessly corrupt or just like trigger happy and you get shot. It's worse if you're black, I'm sure, but you can still get shot by police no matter what race you are. Remember the last stream where we cackled at the Pepsi ad because they had protesters make friends with cops by giving them a Pepsi? I mean, the Pepsi being like, we can overcome our differences with this soda is pretty fucking funny if you ask me. Also having a Kardashian be the representative of that as well. If there's anything I associate with the right to protest and fighting against police brutality, it's fucking Khloe Kardashian. I believe that's who she was. I also like how the people who designed that ad didn't actually have the balls to put a single, like, actual, like, real political message for the protesters. They made sure everything was, like, hyper vague. It's like, guys, like, imagine if there was a Pepsi ad and it was like Free Palestine or some shit. Keck W. The worst ad of the 21st century. I mean, it got canceled after a few days, so yeah, I think you're right about that one. Any ad that gets canceled before it's like the runtime in which they paid the TV advertisers for the spot hasn't run out, then yeah, whatever marketing agency that they hired for that one fucked up pretty badly. Actually, the worst ad of all time, I would say, or at least the 21st century or whatever we're going, is probably the Bud Light ad in which they featured like a trans, I don't know, influencer, right? And then all the right-wing guys who like hated LGBT shit actually did a real boycott that affected the Bud Light numbers. I think a lot of them just were drinking a different beer that was also owned by the Anheuser-Busch company, so it didn't really affect the company's bottom line anyways, but it still was like a massive scandal that they forgot that their customer base was a bunch of, you know, rednecks, so the only people that drink piss water, Bud Light shit beer are racist, rednecks, anti-LGBT, MAGA voters. So the fact that Bud Light forgot that says a lot about the state of corporate culture we were in at that point, which is like we have to have LGBT rights in all our products. It's like, yeah, but you sell shitty beer to shitty people. Surely this will not backfire. Oh shit, I'm so fucking hungry. I want pizza. Pizza time. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here because I'm fucking hungry. Hopefully, updating OBS has fixed all the technical issues I was having, and we won't have that issue in the future. See you around, guys. Good night.